Buongiorno and guten Tag everyone. In this video I'll be showing you some of the best day hikes in the Dolomites. So I opened this video with greetings in Italian and in German because in places such as South Tyrol, which is one of the provinces of Dolomites, people are fluent in both languages and most signs are multilingual. In fact, there are 3 official languages in the Dolomites and these are Italian, German and Latin. So when you start browsing Google Maps to plan your Dolomite trip, you'll notice that many destinations have multiple names, so don't get confused by that. So after spending a week of hiking and exploring the Dolomites, I'm really excited to share with you a few useful tips for your own trip along with my 5 top hiking trails. Plus, if you stay until the end of the video, I share with you 7 additional day hikes that you can add to your Dolomites itinerary, especially if you're planning to stay longer than we did. If you want to ensure the best weather for hiking in the Dolomites, visiting in the summer is probably your safest bet. We visited in mid-June and had a wonderful weather throughout our trip, allowing us to complete 90% of our planned activities. If you're visiting Dolomites for the first time, be aware that trip planning can be both challenging and very time-consuming given the region's diverse geography, winding roads and multitude of hiking options. So before we get into the best day hikes in the Dolomites, let me give you a quick tips how to make the most out of your trip and suggest the best places to stay to reduce the travel time to the trailheads of the top hikes. Dolomites are commonly divided into western and eastern, separated by a line following the SS 244 road through the Val Badia region. In the western Dolomites, most people choose to stay in Ortisei, with Selva di Val Gardena and Santa Cristina also being a great options. In the eastern Dolomites, Cortina di Ampezzo stands out as the best choice. However, we stayed in a small town called Villa Bassa, not too far from Lago di Braies. When you look at the map with the location of the most popular hikes in the Dolomites, you will see clearly why Ortisei and Cortina are the best bases for exploring the region. Depending on how much time you have for your Dolomite trip, I'm recommending splitting your itinerary evenly between western and eastern Dolomites to see some of the main highlights of the area like Seceda in western Dolomites and Tre Cime di Lavaredo in eastern Dolomites. Having a car in Dolomites is recommended for several reasons. The region is vast and public transportation, while available, might not be as convenient and frequent, especially if you want to reach more remote trailheads. Having said all that, there's significant difference between the quality and frequency of public transport between the western and eastern Dolomites. If you are staying in one of the towns in Val Gardena, you automatically get a complimentary Val Gardena mobile card, which allows you to use nearly all public transport in South Tyrol for free. With the free public transport and an excellent cable car network in the western Dolomites, you likely won't need to rely on your car, especially if you are staying in Ortisei. Instead, we bought a 3-day Val Gardena card, granting unlimited use of all 18 lift facilities in Val Gardena region during the summer, priced 109 euros at the time of making this video. For the second part of our Dolomite trip, we headed to the town of Bruneck, where we found a very affordable car rental place and explored eastern Dolomites by car. Alright, now that we have the most important information about the Dolomites out of the way, let's check out some of my favorite day hikes from our week-long trip. A visit to the Dolomites isn't complete without hiking the iconic 10 km Tre Cime di Lavaredo loop. The trail begins at Rifugio Auronzo and it allows you to see the mighty 3 peaks of Lavaredo up close and from all angles. Rifugio Auronzo is located at the end of a steep toll road called Strada per il Rifugio Auronzo, and the toll road fee is 30 euros for cars. We decided to hike along the Tre Cime di Lavaredo trail in a clockwise direction, and it wasn't the best idea since the trail was very busy and 90% of the people walked counterclockwise, which is the recommended direction. However, once we passed the Malga Langalm hut, the crowd thinned out and the views of 3 peaks of Lavaredo became even more spectacular. You have an option to avoid paying the toll fee if you park near Lago Antorno and hike up for about 4 kilometers. Second trail that you absolutely must do after or before the Tre Cime di Lavaredo loop is a quick 3.4 km return walk to Cadini di Misurina. Hike to Cadini di Misurina also starts from Rifugio Ronzo and you'll be heading southeast along the trail 117. Despite the sky filling with clouds during our visit, we luckily reached the first viewpoint just in time to admire one of the most stunning views in Dolomites from the Cadini di Misurina viewpoint, sometimes called Mordor. If you continue just a bit past where we stopped, you'll come upon the second lookout, which is the most photographed spot along this cliff line. The hike to Lago di Sorapis is another must-do trail in the Dolomites. This high-altitude lake is known for its bright turquoise waters set against the backdrop of towering mountain peaks. This 11.8 km return hike is not too difficult, but it does require some caution due to loose rocks and a few exposed sections with metal ropes for support. It is a very easy trail to navigate, as from the car park all you have to do is follow the trail 215 all the way down to the lake. The reward at the hike's end is magnificent glacier-fed lake surrounded by white rock formations, green alpine pastures, and an impressive 3,200-meter Mount Sorapis towering in the background. There's an option to hike around the Lago di Sorapis, which takes around 30 to 45 minutes and adds 1.1 km to the trail. We did this and found it incredibly rewarding with amazing views from every side of the lake. Not everyone knows that it's also possible to turn this hike into a 13.5 km loop by returning from Lago di Sorapis via path 216 through the pass and Forcella Marcoira Peak. Next on our list is a visit to Seceda, known for its sharp Fermata towers and ranking as one of the most visited spots in Western Dolomites. Here, I suggest going for a walk to Col-Raiser, following a Seceda ridgeline and passing Pier Algonia and Rifugio Firenze. To start this hike, you have to catch a gondola from Ortisei to Furnes, followed by a cable car to Seceda. From Seceda cable car station, you'll be greeted with impressive views of the Pues Odle Nature Park to the east and majestic Sassolungo Group Sella and Marmolada to the south. From Seceda viewpoint, follow hiking trail 2B along the ridgeline to the stunning Pier Algonia mountain pasture. Here you can stop at the Pier Algonia hut for a snack or take a swing and soak in the breathtaking views around you. From Pier Algonia you can head down to Col-Raiser on either the shorter 13B trail or the longer 2B trail, both routes passing through Rifugio Firenze and Malga Odle's hut. Having bought 3-day Gardena cards, we descended down from Col-Raiser to San Cristina by a cable car. We then caught 2 more cable cars to Monte de Seura and went for a short hike along the 526 trail to the base of Sassolungo. If you don't want to go down to San Cristina from Col-Raiser, you can do a loop hike by following Trail 2, which will take you back to Seceda cable car station. Lago di Braies stands out as one of the South Tyrol's most stunning lakes, often referred to as the Pearl of the Dolomite Lakes. The most popular trail in this area is a 3.7 km loop around the lake, a must try for anyone visiting the lake. The lake's circuit path is mostly flat, though there are some stairs on the east side. As one of the most popular spots in Dolomites, Lago di Braies tends to be very crowded. To enjoy a quieter experience, aim to visit early in the morning or later in the afternoon. If you don't feel like hiking when you arrive at Lago di Braies, renting one of the stylish wooden rowboats to cruise the vibrant waters of this lake is a great alternative. There are many wonderful hikes in Alpe di Siusi, but after heading up to Mount Sec from Ortisei, you'll quickly realize that most trails on the plateau are very exposed and the distances to the area's main highlights are considerable. Therefore, I believe renting an e-bike for the day is the best way to explore the entire area, especially if you have limited time. This is exactly what we did. We rented 2 electric mountain bikes for the whole day from the Sport Gardena bike shop. If you purchase one of the Val Gardena multi-day lift passes, you'll just need to pay €5 to take the bike on a cable car. Exploring the alpine meadows of Alpe di Siusi on a bike was incredible, and I highly recommend it to anyone with a bit of experience riding mountain bikes on loose gravel roads. Thank you for watching, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and if you're looking for the maps with the starting points to all of these hikes, make sure to check out the article on my website. It will be the first link in the description box of this video. As mentioned at the start of this video, here's a quick list of 7 additional day hikes that you can add to your Dolomites itinerary, especially if you're staying longer than we did. Located northwest of Ortisei and about an hour's drive away, the Adolf Munkel trail is great to explore if you have a car, although the public transport is also an option to reach the starting point. Not too far from Adolf Munkel trailhead is one of the most iconic photography spots in the Dolomites, the Church of San Magdalena in Val di Funes. It can be a great place to stop for sunset photos after finishing the Adolf Munkel trek. Although Cinque Torri, with its 5 distinctive rock pillars, was on our itinerary, the rainy weather in that area of Dolomites led us to explore the northern parts of South Tyrol, where it was sunny. Apart from the stunning rock formations, Cinque Torri is also famous for its World War I bunkers and trenches built amidst the rocky towers during the conflict between the Italians and Austro-Hungarians. This scenic loop around Lago di Anterselva in the northern parts of South Tyrol served as our backup plan when rainy weather prevented us from going to Cinque Torri. At the eastern side of the lake there's a small beach and a restaurant where you can enjoy a lunch break or go for a refreshing swim. While planning our trip to Dolomites, I came across a Bruno Pisani YouTube video featuring the breathtaking view from the summit of Col de La Puina. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, we had to cut it out from our itinerary and missed the opportunity to stand before the massive rock formations of Pelmocima. This incredible hike around the Val Gardena most photographed landmark allows you to circle the 3 peaks of Sassolungo mountain group, Punta Grohman, Sasso Piatto and Sassolungo. One thing you should definitely consider before starting this loop hike is to take a ride on the famous telecabin Forcella del Sassolungo, often called the Coffin Gondola. This trail begins 11 kilometers southwest of Cortina d'Ampezzo, winding around the jagged rocks of Croda da Lago mountain range and leading you to the beautiful Lago Federa. Piz Boè, with an elevation of 3,152 meters, is the tallest mountain in the Sella group, known for being one of the most accessible 3,000 meter summits to hike. To earn bragging rights for conquering 3,000 meter summit in the Dolomites, hop on a cable car departing from Passo Pordoi.